The schedules. I call Nikki Wagner.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The Department of Conservation manages 8.5 million hectares of conservation land on the behalf of all of us, $4.4 million New Zealanders. It also welcomes over 1.5 million visitors to its 24 visitor centres, 970 huts, 1,400 kilometres of walking tracks and 1,750 toilets. It manages 13,000 square kilometres of marine reserves, and with huge new sub-Antarctic island marine reserves, 5 new West Coast marine reserves and 1 at Akaroa in the pipeline. DOC undertakes some fantastic environmental initiatives and supports over 550 community conservation projects, including some that do pest control, biodiversity projects, the restoration of historic sites, and the promotions of New Zealand's wonderful great outdoors. That's the promotion of walking, tramping, climbing, hunting, and in more recent times, the promotion of New Zealand's 9 great walks on an international scale in partnership with Air New Zealand. And they do all this on a budget of just over $444 million. And even then, they managed to generate $17.5 million of Crown revenue. There have been considerable changes and improvement to the department over the past year, and I would really like to start by acknowledging the work of the Director General, Al Morrison, who has worked with the department for 11 years, and of 7 of those years he's been the Director General. Now, he resigned in April to take up a job with the State Services Commission, and we really want to thank him for the work that he's done and his total commitment to DOC in that time, and wish him well in his new position. The department has also completed an extended period of reorganisation to prepare it for the challenges of the future. And what it's done, it's divided the department into 2 distinct operational groups. One is focused on traditional conservation fieldwork, and that's work that DOC is particularly good at, and it's important work and greatly appreciated by New Zealanders. So despite staffing changes, the numbers of the frontline staff will increase in this area from 866 to 915. The other group is working on developing new conservation initiatives in partnership with other organisations. And these are exciting new projects that are being developed. And they're projects like ones that we know, such as the project between Air New Zealand and DOC, which is a collaboration to support the survival of endangered species. Now, often species have to be transported from one environment to another if they're going to survive. And Air New Zealand is working with DOC in partnership to provide the means of that transport. It transports threatened birds or wildlife around the country and even sometimes back again for reintroduction. There's another interesting project, a collaboration with the Dulux Paint Company, and this is a partnership to work with DOC and volunteer groups to repair and repaint huts throughout the conservation estate. And that's really caught the imagination. It was on breakfast, and people are out there having a good time, doing some working bees and getting these huts improved. We've got the BNZ Kiwi Protection Program, and we've got the Rio Tinto Kakapo Recovery Projects. And all these projects have a double benefit. They increase the amount of conservation projects that are out there in the environment, but they also engage businesses and their staff, and they are supporting a clean, green image. Now, over the past few years, the engagement between DOC and volunteers has increased dramatically. New Zealanders really do enjoy working with the Department of Conservation, and in the last year they donated over 32,000 volunteer days. And again, it's a win-win situation. New Zealanders get out there in the outdoors, they get involved with the environment and conservation projects. DOC has also been working on upgrading and redeveloping many of the DOC's camping areas and huts, and that's stimulated an increased use and enjoyment of these facilities.
The question is that vote conservation stand part of the schedules. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that vote housing stand part of the schedule. I call Dennis O'Rourke.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The National Government